All right, digital media artists, let's go ahead and get on the next part of our tutorial. And now we're going to start, now that we have Cinema 4D and we have a reference plane and we have our camera matching up to our reference, let's go ahead and actually add our reference. So let's go ahead and add a background object. You'll see it inside of the world icon right here, sky icon. And that's not what I meant to do. I meant to left click and drag. Left click, drag, and we're going to click on background. Okay, and inside the background file, there should be under basic or materials, we're going to create a new material for the background. So under the background, we're going to click right here. This is going to create a material. I'm going to click on the little plus sign. Okay, or yeah, we'll click on the plus sign and create a new material for it. And we'll go ahead and rename it. This is going to be our background material. Okay, and under background material, we're going to go ahead and under color, we're going to look for texture right here with a folder on it. And we're going to go find our front porch JPEG. Go ahead and say yes. And once you have that, you can drag this material, and we're going to drag it in and right click icon to the right, and then we're going to drag it to the background. Okay. So now we have a reference plane, we have an image that will serve to help us as we make all the other surfaces. So let's go ahead and start making Cinema 4D objects instead of using the previous path. So this path is going to serve as ability for us to make a parent, but we're obviously going to make a new object to represent all of the surfaces that we want. Okay, so I always find it helpful that once you get here, you can kind of go to display mode and do wireframe, and hopefully only see the wires. Let's see. So we got lines right here. You can see the lines that we have. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. So now that we're here, we're going to start creating objects that kind of match our surface here. So this one's going to be a cube, right? It's going to be placed pretty much on the same place as this path. I don't know why we have two objects here, but it doesn't matter. We're going to create our own anyway. So under here, we're going to left click under our cube box, and we're going to make another cube. And this cube is going to be our true middle path. And we're going to use, again, the parenting technique to place this cube. I don't know where this cube is, but if I drag it onto the path, right, and then I change the coordinate system to be 0, 0, 0, the cube starts showing up in my path here, and I can go ahead and start to size it and rearrange it to match. So again, I'm going to grab this and drag it out. Make this 0. Okay, and that was kind of weird too, that the hopefully when you guys did this, that the middle path was actually in the middle. Mine looks a little bit off-centered, but I can fix that. That's not an issue. All right, so now we have our own cube. We can turn off this actually. So if it gets annoying for you guys, you can go ahead and turn it off by clicking on these red dots here. That will turn off the display. And now that we have a cube oriented and adjusted in to the middle path, we should be able to create one that matches our camera relatively easily. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the object, and you got size here. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's see, this is Y. So it looks like I'm gonna keep it around maybe 100. And let's make it significantly wider here. So let's go, it looks like this is 200. So it looks like maybe 700 to 800. So 800 is still a little bit too small. Let's go a little bit 900. Okay, that looks about right. And I'll fix it later in terms of its movement up and down. Let's go ahead and go wide here, and let's go, actually I had a number set to the original one, right? The original objects had dimensions. I forgot. Actually, I can go back to here and look. the object had a almost 880 to 1650. So 880 to 1650. So I should be able to do the same thing. 880 and 1650. 880 and 1650. Okay, and then the only thing we have to do now is rearrange it so that it should match our perspective. So let's go ahead and go to coordinate system here and start moving this thing. So I'm going to start centering it first. And again, using shift up and down arrow will help you. For example, if I'm at here and I drag on this, I hold shift, it allows me to center it. Okay, so if I don't hold shift, I can just go one at a time. Something like this. Looks like something like that. And now I'm going to push it way further because this is not where I want it. So I want to push it in the Z direction, further away. So again, let's go like 10. And if you, again, click on the digit that you actually want to change, then you shift up arrow, it should allow you to change that value. Yep, so you see here, I'm moving it further and further, right? So that looks just about right, somewhere around there. Okay, and now I just need to kind of move up and down a little bit, so that will fix some of the perspective issues we got. So again, I'm going to click on 10, then hold shift, left click, then I can go up or down. And I'm almost there. So it looks like I need to go a little bit further in the Z. Again, I'm going to highlight this 3 here and be able to go further. Okay, and now it's just a matter of changing the size. It looks like it's pretty close to centered. So it's a little bit surprising that the exact numbers didn't work and that we scaled it didn't work. So let's go ahead and go to, do I want to scale it? I think I can scale it. Let's try it. So let's see if I can just scale this object. I wish I can scale all 3 directions, but it doesn't seem like it lets me. So I think I'd rather change the object size than worry about scale. So I'm just going to go ahead and again click on one of the numbers and just kind of scale out and click on the 10s again and kind of scale forward. Okay, and it looks like I need to move it just a little further away. So I'm going to go to here, hold shift on that one, move it a little further away, and then I can now change the object's size and Z, make it a little bit longer. And looks just about right. Okay, maybe a little further away. Oh, I'm moving the size. I need to go to the coordinate system. Let's go to the coordinate system and click on the Z direction. And move it just there. Okay, so you can see here that placing a new plane is relatively easy once you parent it to the original plane and everything is squared away with 0, 0. So now we can basically ignore what we did inside After Effects. Once we kind of got this plane nice and squared away, you can see how perfectly it matches the perspective lines of the world. Now we're going to go ahead and create all the other surfaces. So that's just a matter of exercise. We're going to make one wall right here, 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 and maybe a wall back there. And I'll show you guys that in the next video.